Hi guys, I'm going to explain about automation framework with Selenium, TestNG and Selenium Grid, and it is very mature framework you can use in your uh, project that I'm going to explain. And let me quick recap about the features of the automation framework. The first point it gives is framework enable proper name and test object. If you see my first video, I explained about how to take all the label name, how to get all the locators at a time, and the screenshot at the time of recording, as well as how to debug all these things. In this slide, I will purely concentrate on implementation of the framework. The second, what does it say is it multiple dataset integrated with unit framework like TestNG, multiple data source with XML, recovery scenario, and all this validation will automatically. The current trend is to generate the test rather than writing to the test case. Test report in natural language page object model, which I'll explain you, and test suite, and all these are you can make it prioritize and execute your test set, and all the library automatically it will generate, and test execution video and audio, and remote execution real-time Android device, and integrated with SVN Maven as well as SVN server, parallel execution, Maven is the project, and all these things are done. I will show you those things. As I told before, that we will see one test case demo. So let's see, and for your reference purpose I recorded the test script. In that you can clearly see that we have validate text type and click validate UI content page URL. And what we will do here, that we will go to the source and copy everything. Once we copy it, here I created one test unit XML file. What I am going to do is I will paste here and save it. My test case is unit test. This is my unit test 1, and I'm going to here and test development. It will generate the test and do some settings, like we have our test case name is test unit. Okay, and this is the project name, test name, URL. I'm going to do it, and my URL is my localhost. I developed this application. Let's run this application. I hosted in WAMP server. Let's start my WAMP server. Here it is coming. Okay, let's go to further, and I want data in form of XML as well as Excel. I'm going to show each format and SQL, and for the SQL I have here connection URL, database username and password. These all the things I will consider. Let's see what happened. I given my test unit name, and as you can see here I paste all the recorded script. And if you not see my first tutorial, please see my first tutorial. There I will explain how to map all the business logic for the recording. and let's execute this test development driver. Once I will execute here, okay, why it is text unit XML is not find? Is that small letter? Oh sorry, unit test. Here is unit test. Test case name is okay, test unit test. Let's save it and execute it. When you execute it, null pointer exception what is this? Main dot null pointer exception. And let's execute one more time. Okay, when I told about that data source is Excel or XML or SQL. Here SQL you have the postgre database, here you can see, and it is a QADB it will take, and let's check it out. And here is our test asset. Go to test asset. Here test data, it is in Excel format, and this is the Excel format. But in this you can see here that if I made it a refresh, there is no unit test, and here also there is unit test is generated but XML did not generated. Let's what we do is we will delete it. Okay, done. And let's execute our Selenium test generator. So what we will do here is, we have, as I told, we following the page object model. The page object model, if I refresh here, there is no page, and here test case also not, sorry, in test case also there is no test case. So if I run it, it will generate data as well as page library, page objects, as well as test script. Let's run this. As I run here, it is saying yes, and it running successfully. Wow, great. Let's check it out in database. Let's refresh it. Public, go to yes, unit test is generated. Let's view the data, view all row. Yes, it is successfully generated. Login, everything. It is the label name, data, label name, data, label name, data. And I also given true for the XML data also. Let's go to XML. refresh it. Yes, run. Okay, go to this particular folder. Okay, go to this particular folder and see whether data is generated or not. Yes, unit test. If you see in the notepad, all things are data is generated: username as label name, and label name password is admin, text validation, every data is generated. To see it properly, I also created one data style sheet, so that if I double click it, it will open in readable format. Here screen 1 is login, screen 2 is email page, and screen 3 is the image count. Okay, done. Test name is unit test, and this is the label name. This is the input field I created. And for your sake, let's check Excel is data how it is generated. Yes, let's close everything. 1 second, open it. Do not open. Yes, trying to open different format. Do open file now. Okay, it has some compatibility, so let it see later, but it will generate in the dataset also. And let's go to how it is developing page objects. And here, as I show you, here is the page object, application page service library. Before that it was not there. If I now refresh it, it will generate. This is a page object, and you can see all set of locator are designed here, and all these methods are right there. And for login also, for login page, all the related action also present there, as well as all the locators, and test management also. And if you go to test case, how it is generating test case, this is the test case, it is generated. And if you the script is very simple. Here is the login page. In login page, enter username, and you will give the label name of username. And it will take the label name and search in the database and find out the respective value and execute in the UI. It is very simple. Login dot click on login, enter password, login compose, login message, login enter name. So it is in email page, click on send. In email page, validate UI contest. So everything is there. So while executing, we are able to execute everything, and I want to execute it. So how do I will execute it? I will go to the here is my test suite, and my test name is unit test. Unit test data set. If I want to take from the SQL, here is unit test, or you can take data from anything. Unit test, and run status make it true, and previous one make it false, and save it. Done. And before execution, before I want to execute it, let's go to, I will show you execute in two format. First of all, I will execute in ant with TestNG. Here is my ant file, and here is my TestNG file. Execution driver, and so what I will do here is I will go to grid configuration. Let's configure in the grid. Here I have to give IP address. Let's go to, what is my IP? cmd IP config. My password is 7. Okay, my password is 7, and I want to execute. Maximum limit is 2. I want to execute a single machine. I want to execute one at a time. So make it true and make it false everything. False, false, false. I want to execute in only in Firefox. Okay. Once I have done it, then let's go to grid implementation. In grid implementation, let's run this. Okay, done. Make it a refresh. Let's project to be refreshed once again. Okay, done. Here we have one parallel suit executed, parallel suit, and test name, grid implementation, parallel suit. I hope I will never not give hardcode value. I will never pass hardcode value. It is giving test name. Username test1, and Okay, it is not properly saving, so that I am going to execute one more time. Let's go to that. Okay, yes, now it is done because we didn't save on the time. Now if I refresh it, my parallel test suite it generated is user unit test. Unit test is the user is the model name, unit test is the test case name, and the second unit test is the data set name. And we can create multiple data sets to run against one test case. And this is the master suite. If we have we want to execute more than two in a parallel, then we will have multiple parallel suite. We will execute in serial. It will execute like that. And go to my POM file. I have to invoke this one from that, and in that you will see all the dependency are there. And yes, I am going to execute this master suite. Okay, good. And moreover, with that, what I am going to do is I am going to execute my Selenium server. Go to my jar file, and Java jar Selenium done. And let's see. And my application is ready. One server is green, it means let's check it how is localhost is working. Go to done, working fine. And for that purpose, for running this kind of application, let's go to executor grid driver to do a little bit of settings. Okay, URL is here 7, because we find out here is the 7, because my localhost is 7 using this one. And let's okay, done. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to execute it here Maven test. FF is selected, and it going to launch. It going to launch the browser Firefox. It will take some time for first time. don't worry about that. Yes, it is opened, and it is successful running the test script. Okay, I think to look at that problem, some failure is 1 due to the locator problem. Okay, for a while forget about locator problem. Let me check with those. While running, we have a running utility. Let's go to run settings, and here we will mention that are you going to pull the data from the Excel or XML. Here according to that you have to make true or false, and alert page load, make it debug mode true, and you will see the magic, some magic here, and execute once again, and page load. Okay, and page load is nothing but it will not move until unless page is totally loaded. Yes, scanning the project and close particular this instance. The good thing in Maven, if you execute it, it will check all the library is present or not. If it is not present, it will download from the server where it is located, and it really gives the peace mind while executing by taking unnecessary headache which jar file is there or not. Yes, it is launched. Entering admin in the username password, and it logged in, and it is went to management phase. Yes, the second thing is that in debug mode the locator got changed. Yes, here it is manage locator got changed. Here is the manage link, locator get changed, and get locator by inspection. So good thing in this framework is if any locator got changed during the execution, and if you activated this mode, this debug mode as true, whenever application doesn't find the required locator, rather than showing the error, it will show locator get changed, and it will give one option to inspect that particular element. Okay, click on OK, and it will give a control to the user. It will activate that control. Okay, I'll show you because we are executing in the remote driver, it may not work, and don't worry about that. I will make it local driver, will not execute in the remote driver, because JavaScript, I did it in JavaScript injection, and for that reason don't worry about that. And once again let's execute. I am going to see this particular feature is amazing. Maven test. And if you execute like through this, if any locator got changed, it is frequent observation that most of the automation script failed due to the locator problem, and you cannot raise the bug if locator got changed. So locator change is the basic problem for the automation. So here is the control that allow you to get the locator at the execution time. How it is possible is through JavaScript injection, and through JavaScript injection you will get the control. It is mine. Okay, yes, it given a username, password, login, and now yes, it now I did not used. Here is some Maven error we are getting. And let's go to Java reflection target invocation. Okay, where is the problem? Logic util global declaration. Okay, go to logic util file. What is the problem? Let's see. Is debug mode? Yes, true. And go to F3. Go to this particular definition, global debug mode, JavaScript executor. Okay. Selenium command. Okay, I'll show it to you later. Okay, for timing, forget about this. I'll show you, and I showed you in my previous tutorial also how the runtime you will find out the locator and get fixed. You can refer my first video tutorial. Okay, now what I'm going to do is very simple. If I want to, let's close all my browsers, do not save. If I want to execute in 2 at a time parallel, so go to my grid configuration. Where is my grid configuration? Property file. I have one system. I want to make it one test case one at a time. It will execute. Okay, for parallel purpose in Google Chrome also you can mention here and you can configure like that. So right now go to my framework location. Okay, when you go to my framework location, okay, everything is red color. Now everything got changed. What I am going to do, I want to commit my code. Okay, and it will ask me username and password, and the code got committed. Okay, still once again commit. Take this URL, take this URL and go to Jenkin study my software install and go to Jenkin, and here you will have one WAR file. Open window here, java -jar this is WAR file. Let's execute it and open localhost. It will open my Jenkin. Have a patience, it will take some time. Let's close it. I configured this project. Let's change this SVN URL. Configure. here instead of tag, instead of trunk, make it tag. Okay, and this is my batch command, SVN test, and this is, I am going to save it. And if I want to give some chronological expression, I can use here, but right now I don't want to give it. And email notification, I don't want to give it right now, I will do it later. Post build, apply, yes, saved, done. So go to make it build now. So what you'll do, go to console output, it downloading all the jar file, all the TestNG file, parallel suite, all the classes, entire project it is getting downloading. And you can see here it is downloading entire jar file and each and everything. And test execution driver, test case, and it will going to execute. Now it executing the form file. Now remote capacity is there.
झकास भी है नहीं, better than what I expected. Content 1 hour, 1 hour.
Here I am using new job, create freestyle software project, click on OK, and let's use some description. TestNG and DB Jenkin page object model, click on subversion, give the URL, and the post build step is build batch command MVN test, apply. Let's see any warning is there. Let's go to here, build it, go to logs, console output, and it is downloading everything to build exactly what we wanted. A lot of image file because end of the day we will get the video file and reports. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, let execute one more time. Okay, this is how it is executing from the TestNG from Jenkins, and it is executing, you can see here, and of course it is executing unit test, dataset unit test, and Firefox got selected. Let it be wait how much time it will taking to execute. It will delete all the files. it is executing by you can see the log. Here it is executing by unit drivers in background. Okay, let's stop it and execute once again.